Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm feeling really creative, and I was on Instagram the other day and I saw that Nikki Tutorials posted this video where she created this rainbow makeup look with rainbow tears, and I really wanted to recreate it because I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. So that is what I'm going to be recreating today. Obviously there have been a lot of rainbow makeup looks going around recently, and rainbow looks are one of my favorite things to do. So that is what I'm going to be doing today, and I'm going to stop rambling and we're going to get straight on into the video. As always, I'm going to start off by priming my lids with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This one is in the shade Fair Beige and it's very light, so it's a great eyeshadow base, especially when you're using colourful eyeshadows, because it will mean that they will show up really vibrant on top of it. And I'm just going to blend that in with my Real Techniques beauty sponge. Sorry if you can hear all the birds chirping outside. I've had to leave all the windows open because it is literally 30 degrees here in Milan and I am dying. Eyelids are primed, and for today's look I wanted to just use one palette just so that it's easy to recreate if you guys want to recreate this at home. So I'm going to be using the Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival palette because this is my favorite colourful palette in the world, and you've got all the colours that you need to create a rainbow look. And we're going to be doing two different eyes. So I'm going to be starting off with this orange shade. It's called Lit, and what I like to do is I like to firstly take the shade on a flat brush and pack the colour on just so we get maximum pigmentation. And then I'm going to go in and blend it out with a fluffy brush. Once I'm done packing it on, I'm going to create a V shape, and we're going to take that halfway across the crease and just on the outer corner of the lid. And then I'm taking my Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease Brush, and I'm not taking any extra product, and I'm just going over the edges to blend them out so we have a soft transition. We don't want any harsh lines. And on the outer corner, I'm just flicking it upwards, quite high up actually, almost close to the hairline. Obviously this is not going to be an everyday wearable look. This could be good for maybe a festival or a carnival or something like that. I want it to be like bam in your face. And then on the inner portion of the eye, I'm going to take the yellow shade, this one over here, which is called Keen. And again, first I like to take it on an almost flat brush and pack on that pigment. I'm going to leave space on the lid because later I'm going to cut it anyway, so there's no point in putting shadow there for the moment. And I'm just blending the orange and yellow together using swiping motions. Just going back in a tiny bit with the orange shade just to intensify it slightly and blend it into the yellow. I think that'll do for the moment for this side. I'm going to go back in later and cut the crease and add some glitter onto this inner part, but I'm first going to do the crease of this eye. So this one is going to be green and blue. The first shade I'm going to go in with is this blue shade called Sky. You can see I've hit pan. This is literally the most pigmented, beautiful, true blue shade I have ever used. And again, going in with a flat brush, like look at that pigmentation. I have never seen that in a blue shadow before. So nice. Just creating that same V shape. Then taking a fluffier brush to blend out the edges. Literally the same steps, just with a different color. And then I don't know if you can see, but it did get a bit patchy on this outer corner, so just going back in with the flat brush and intensifying the pigment. Let me know what's your guys' favorite colorful eyeshadow palette, because I really want to try some more out. I'm gonna get the XL Pro palette of the Carnivore edition from Be Perfect. Right, I'm happy with that for now. Now we're going in with the green. This one is called Mint. It's a mint green shade, as the name suggests. That's going on the inner corner. I'm taking it right down over here and right up to the brow bone, and then where the blue meets the green, just swiping each one over each other. No problem at all. The only problems I find with these greens and blues is if you layer them on top of each other too much, they do tend to get patchy and start to come off, kind of, if you know what I mean. But if you just lay them down on a primer, it's fine. And also don't set the primer before you put the shadows on, because it means that the shadow has something to stick to, especially with bright colors. You want that so that you get the maximum pigmentation. Really excited about the rainbow tears. I watched Nikki's tutorial and she showed me how to do it, because I always wondered, how do people do that? But now I'm going to show you guys and hopefully help you guys out if you've ever wondered. And I think that will do for now for the crease. So I'm going to cut the crease, and I'm using my beloved trick with the micellar water by Garnier and a cotton bud. Like, ever since I discovered this hack for cutting the crease, I use it every single time. It makes it so much easier, I'm not even joking. So just take some micellar water on the cotton bud and just start removing that eyeshadow in the shade that you want for the cut crease. This cut crease is going to go maybe 3/4 of the way along the lid, and removing that eyeshadow before putting a concealer down or anything makes it so much easier because you have a guideline to follow and none of the shadow is going to mix into your concealer, because sometimes I find that if I don't remove the shadow with a cotton bud first, the concealer mixes in with the shadow that is on the lid and it will get like a green tin or a yellow tin or whatever colour you've got going on, and that is not cute. Then going to go in with the same concealer I used to prime the eyelids, just to set down a nice base. On the outer corner where you've got the orange, I like to just go over with my finger and blend the concealer into the shadow. And then, because I'm going to go in with the glitter, I've got the Makeup Revolution glitter glue. This is a dupe for the NYX one. I mean, they are both, they are both super affordable, and this one works really well. So I just like to put a little bit of that on the back of my hand and go in with the same crease brush that I used to put the concealer down, and literally just go over that portion exactly where I put the concealer. Now, the glitter I'm going to use is by a brand called It's In Your Dreams, and they do the most beautiful, amazing glitters I have ever seen. They are super unique. This one is called Gold Lilith, and look at that. There are little stars in there, little gold glitters, loads of different types of glitter, and it's so beautiful. But the only thing is, this is not really recommended for use directly on the eyes because it is more on the chunky side. So if you are going to do this and use a chunky glitter like this, then make sure you are very careful, because if it gets into your eyes, it can really cause damage. But I have used this a lot of times on my eyes. I've never had a problem because I'm super careful with where I place it. But if you're going to do this yourself, maybe go for a fine glitter made for the eyes specifically. To pick up the glitter, I'm just taking some setting spray and, oh gosh, just sprayed myself in the face. And I'm just spraying my flat brush. You need a wet surface to pick up the glitter, and then just carefully going to place this onto the eyelids. It's so pretty because you've got like little diamonds in there, little stars in there. I'm just pressing that carefully onto the eyelid where we've got the glitter glue down. Don't swipe it because it will just come off and go into the eyes. Look at that glitter, so pretty. Doing the same thing on the other eye, just on this outer portion where the glitter meets the orange. I'm just going back over with the orange to try and create a kind of blend. So that is it for the upper lids basically. I'm just gonna clean up the fallout a little bit and the outer corner as well. Next we are moving on to foundation. I've got the Nabla Close Up Futuristic Foundation in the shade M10. This is my go-to foundation and it's running out, so I need to get a new one. It's just so flawless and it never gets cakey. It just looks like skin. I would definitely recommend this. This is my holy grail, and it even lasts all day, even in this heat. So I'm just blending that in with my beauty sponge. I just like to take whatever excess is left on the sponge and just kind of go over these outer edges, and that creates a kind of softer transition. I did fake tan, so I hope this matches okay. Now that I've got my chest on show, we need to make sure we are matching. Usually I just wear a turtleneck or something, but it's too hot to do that. So we can't be having a non-matching foundation, but I think the colour's pretty good. For concealer, I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This one is in the shade 08. It's a lot lighter than my foundation, so it is going to brighten up the under eye. I'm also going to put this down the centre of the face just to highlight slightly. I don't know about you guys, but when I watch makeup tutorials, I find it really satisfying watching people blend in their foundation and concealer. But you guys have probably seen me do this millions of times. time, so that highlighted quite a lot. And because it is summer now apparently, and I'm super hot and sweaty, I don't want to put too much powder on my face. So I'm actually going to use a cream bronzer. This one is the Fenty one in the shade Macchiato. I'm obsessed. If you have seen the first impression review I did on this, you would know how much I love it. And I'm taking it on a stippling brush and just gonna bronze my cheeks. It's so natural, and in the summer this kind of cream product is so much better for me anyway than a powder, just because I feel like a powder looks too heavy and I want to have very natural looking skin in the summertime. Then I'm also going to take her cream blush. This one is in the shade Crush on Cupid number 4. It's a really beautiful color for summer. I think it's perfect for summer. It's a very bright kind of hot pink in the pan. When you put it on the cheeks, it doesn't look that crazy. And I'm just actually going to apply this with my finger at first. It really helps the product melt into the skin. I like to go and blend it in with my beauty blender. Although I said I didn't want that powdery look, I am going to set my under eyes with this shade from the KVD Beauty Shade and Light Contour Palette, just because if I don't set my concealer, it will crease under my eyes. I'm taking that on my little Tati Blend 4. I just want to intensify the blush a tiny bit more, so I'm taking this blush from Primark, which is in the Floral Days collection. So beautiful. I used it in my testing Primark Beauty and I love it. The shade is so pretty, and I want a really intense blush look because I am going to be going over with the Rainbow Tears anyway, so you're not going to be able to see it that much. So if I look crazy at first, don't mind it. Just going to add a little bit of glow. This is the Ofra Beverly Hills highlighter. My Rodeo Dry broke and I am so upset, but that is intense. Just look at that glow though. Where is it? I think it's about time to do the Rainbow Tears, which I'm so excited about. So what you want to do is take your palette, whichever one you have. If you got this one, take this one. What am I even saying at this point? I'm going to start with this side. So first we're taking the orange shade here, and to create the Rainbow Tears, you want to really pack this on to the lower lash line. It can be super messy as you want it to be, and just kind of bring it down a little bit as if you were starting to create a tear. And then going in with the yellow one, this one over here, doing the same thing but on the inner portion of the lower lash line. And now I'm taking a setting spray. This one is by GlamGlow. It's the Glow Setter, but you can take any setting spray. And be very careful when you do this. Make sure your eye is completely closed, because you don't want to be spraying setting spray directly into your eye, because they are not made for eyes. So make sure your eye is completely closed, and you just want to spray directly over that lower lash line, like as much as you can, until you start getting drops like this. I don't know if you can see. Just wait for it to dry before you open your eyes. I'm just going to go in with more of the shadow because I didn't get the effect that I really wanted at first. Okay. I'm just trying to catch it with my blender. If you have like a contact lens solution, maybe that would be better to spray onto your eyes. But yeah, just be very careful. And then just tilt your head and it will go that way. Later, I think I'm going to go over the yellow because I didn't get exactly the effect that I wanted. But now I'm going to move on to this side. And first, I'm going to put the blue down. And again, just packing it on. And then taking the mint green shade. Taking the setting spray. You really want to saturate that setting spray. You want it to be as wet as possible. I probably have never looked crazier than this on my channel, but it gives that kind of watercolor effect. I quite like it. While that's drying, I'm just going to do my brows quickly, and I'm using the PS Primark Brow Sketch Pencil. This one is in the shade Dark Brown, and I've actually really been loving this. It was around €2, so I would definitely recommend it. The only problem is that they only come in 2 shades. Still waiting for it to dry completely before I move back to eyes, so I'm going to do the lips. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in the shade Pillow Talk, and for my liquid lipstick, I want something very nude, so I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. Very light, just because we have so much color going on. We don't want anything too crazy. I mean, you could do whatever you want, to be honest. This isn't an everyday look, so if you want to do rainbow glitter on the lips, you do that. I think that will look pretty cool actually. I love this shade. It just goes with every single look on the earth. Okay, I'm going to highlight my little brow bone with the same highlighter from Ofra, and also maybe on the inner corner. I always forget to highlight the inner corner, but I think it makes a really big difference in opening up the eyes. On the waterline, I want to do something pretty fun. So I've got these two LA Girl Neon Shockwave eyeliners. So on this side, I'm going to take this yellow one. This is in the shade Screaming. And on this side, I'm going to take this aqua blue kind of color. This one is in the shade Fresh. These are so nice. They do a really good range of colors, and they were around £5, I think. I always look really creepy when doing my waterline, so I don't know if I'm going to show you this part. Hopefully you can see there, they made a little bit of a difference. I think they look really cool. I'm going to quickly line the upper lash line with the MAC Black Track gel liner. I can never say the name of this. Then I'm just going to throw on some mascara and lashes, and I'll be back to show you guys the finished look.
2 hours later.
So guys, here is the finished look, and I am actually quite proud of myself. I really love how it turned out. I think I did Nikki Tutorials proud, more or less. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think it's really cool, and I would definitely wear this to a festival or carnival or something like that, or even just around the house, because I love rainbow looks. Here is what the eyes are looking like with all the tears and everything. I love how messy it is, and it wasn't too difficult to recreate. So I had a lot of fun creating it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.